had our first frost here in Michigan, and all of my carrots are pulled, which means the garden is officially closed for the year. And now I'm focusing all my energy on preserving towards the end of the season when we were bringing in a ton of tomatoes. I was both very pregnant and then very freshly postpartum, so I didn't have a chance to can up and preserve all the tomatoes in the garden. So they've been in the freezer for quite some time now. So today I'm really going to focus on preserving as many of those tomatoes as I can, and then also freeze drying some peppers from last season that I need to get out of my freezer. I have 5 trays of freeze-dried jalapenos here. I got these going yesterday because my freezer is still packed with peppers from last year's garden. I can't believe how many I actually still have, and it's making me feel a little bit better about not having such a good jalapeno year this year, because clearly I had a good enough year last year to make up for it. I got these going yesterday because I'm kind of on a mission this week to get everything from my freezer either canned up or freeze dried. Oh, you know what? I forgot an oxygen absorber. But I'm like on a mission right now to get everything preserved because I'm running out of freezer space because I have so many vegetables in my freezer. So I already have the tomatoes going, which I'm going to turn into, I think, pizza sauce and tomato sauce, depending on how much sauce I actually yield from that one stock pot. I never really know when I'm canning tomatoes, like how much I'm going to get. I get asked a lot whenever I post recipes, like how many tomatoes yielded that much sauce or salsa or whatever. And it's so hard to say because I usually just like have whatever tomatoes I have and I just fill up the pot, or I don't know. I just guesstimate and then I can what I have. So it's really hard to give, a clear answer on that. So yesterday I got these jalapenos all sliced up on these trays. Forgot my oxygen absorber again. And they went in the afternoon, and then maybe like 24 hours later, maybe less than that, they're ready to go to be put in these jars. You can also put these in like Mylar bags, and those are good for 25 years. However, and I do have some stuff on my, like downstairs in my basement, that I freeze dried, and I put those in Mylar bags, but I don't really like those because they don't store as neatly. Like jars just like fit on my canning shelf so well. So I kind of like the jars, and then I just put the oxygen absorber straight in here. And then I've got like a jar vacuum sealer that I'll use to seal all these, and then they should be good for a few years. I plan on using these as toppings for chili. I'll use them when I can up more chili. I'll use them when I make more salsa. Just like if it's like taco night and we need, did I put an oxygen absorber? Yeah, I did. If it's like taco night and I want to mix in some jalapenos with like the ground beef or chicken or whatever, I'll just grab these. So I got to put these up today. And then I also today would like to, if I have time, I'd like to get some pablano peppers in the freeze dryer because I have like a ton of bags of those still in my freezer. And then that might be the last of the peppers to get and make shelf stable. So on the agenda today, I got to get these peppers in these jars onto my canning shelves. I got to get the pizza sauce made, the tomato sauce canned, and I'd like to get pablano peppers in the freeze dryer, but we'll see how far we get. I am learning being a new mom, and also, by the way, I realized I haven't even dressed this. This is little baby Charlie. She's almost 7 weeks old now. Wasn't planning on her being in this video, wasn't planning on her ever really being in videos, but I have learned really quickly that sometimes the only way to get a baby to sleep is to hold them or baby wear them, and she has been refusing a nap for hours now this morning, so this is the only way she'll sleep. So here we are, and it's just a workout, I guess, an extra workout for me to hold her, over 8 pounds while I do all this. So if I sound a little out of breath, that is why. Now to seal these, I just use canning lids, and then I got this like jar vacuum sealer off Amazon. I'll leave a link to it because it's pretty cool. And you just put all of your lids on the jars. This thing can do both wide mouth and regular mouth. Right now it's set for regular mouth, so I'm just going to put this over it till it's in place, and I just press this button and then it goes, and I think it takes like maybe a minute or so, so I won't make you wait here while this goes, but once it's done, you just pop it off and it's sealed. As soon as it's done, I just pop it off, and then just like in regular canning, the lid is concave down and it's nice and sealed. You don't need a ring or a band, and then this will just go on my shelf, and then I'll just use it whenever I want jalapenos. Timing is on my side today because I just put all of those jalapenos downstairs, and now my tomatoes are ready to go through the mill. So I'm just gonna turn off the heat. Ooh, steam that out and stay far away. Geez, that's crazy. And I'm just gonna run these through my tomato mill. That way I can separate out the seeds and the skins from the juice. So I wonder if I'm strong enough to, I am strong enough. Yay. Okay. But I need to put a hot pad down, even though technically these countertops shouldn't like burn or anything. But I always get nervous. Like even when people are like, oh, like this is quartzite. Like, oh, this material won't burn with a hot pot or a hot pan. I'm like, this thing is boiling. Like there's no way. So I'm going to put a hot pad down, transfer this, and then we'll start separating this out to make a nice tomato sauce. While that tomato sauce cooks down and thickens up, I'm getting these poblanos cut up into just little like squares. I'm just like dicing them up because these have been in my freezer for over a year now. I have like, I don't know, 6 or 7 like gallon-sized bags of poblanos taking up a ton of room in my freezer, and I'm sick of it. So I'm just dicing them up, and then I'm gonna get them on my trays and freeze dry them. These are gonna be really good to add to tacos, to Mexican rice, chili, chicken tortilla soup, stir fries, omelets, like basically anything that you would use like bell peppers for. I like using poblanos for sometimes because they just give a nice little different flavor. And because I'm gonna freeze dry them, they'll be room temperature, shelf stable, right on my shelf, and I can just grab them and open a jar whenever I want. This is gonna take me forever because I have so many, but I definitely have the time because it takes a while to cook down tomato sauce. And especially today, since I'm making pizza sauce, it needs to be extra thick. So I've got the time, and I'm just gonna keep cutting these. Those peppers are gonna run in the freeze dryer basically until the freeze dryer just says they're done. I never know like how long exactly it's gonna take, but I know that yesterday the jalapenos, I put them in like midday, kind of around the same time it is now, and they were done in the morning. So just tomorrow morning, I'll check on them. I'm sure they'll be done. I'll take them out and I'll just put them in jars the same way I did the jalapenos in the beginning of this video. The tomato sauce has been cooking down for a while now, and it was taking a bit too long, and I'm kind of running out of time. So I did add a little bit of tomato paste just to like thicken it up. It's really thick now, which is, ooh, I just splattered some on myself. Nice. Okay, it's really thick now, which is perfect for pizza sauce. So I do have 2 water bath canners going. They're preheating my jars. And I've got all my seasoning in here mixed up. I think I said in the beginning of this video I was gonna do pizza sauce and tomato sauce. I scratched that. I decided just to do pizza sauce. So all of this is pizza sauce. And I've got all of my seasonings. I'll put my recipe in the description. It's oregano, Italian seasoning, garlic powder, onion powder, salt, pepper, and sugar. And then usually, sometimes I put red pepper flakes in the sauce, but usually I'll just sprinkle them on top once the pizza's done. So I didn't add any to this sauce here, but I've got all my seasonings in here mixed up. And this is, woo, I really should be wearing an apron because this is like starting to splatter all over me. So the sauce is pretty much exactly how I would want it to be. And these jars over here are in my electric water bath canner and they're done preheating. So I'm just removing them so I can start filling them up. I'm guesstimating I'm gonna get 16 pints. We'll see how close I get. I'm not the best at guesstimating how many jars I'm gonna get, but I'm pretty sure that this pot is 8 quarts, which would be 16 pints. And it's not quite full, so maybe I won't get 16. Maybe I'll get 14. That'll be my official guess. But I'm just gonna fill all these up. I will check their headspace, wipe the rims clean, put on the lids and bands, and then get them water bath canning. Up with 12 full jars of the pizza sauce. I think I guess 13, so not too far off, but this should be a good amount. This is like 1 a month for the next year. We probably do have pizza once a month, so hopefully this is like a year's supply of pizza sauce. Those pablanos are still in the freeze dryer. I'll get those in the morning and throw them in jars with oxygen absorbers. And also in the morning, I'll wash these and put them on my canning shelf. But I think that's it for the day. It's officially dark out. It's been a really long day preserving everything, but it has been a good day. I will leave a link to the freeze dryer, all the canning supplies. I'll leave the recipe for the pizza sauce in the description of this video. And if you aren't already, please make sure to follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. I'll throw those in the description. And thank you so much for watching this video. I will see you in the next one.